The SYMBI program is a partnership between Iowa State University and the Des Moines Public Schools. It brings together resident scientists and engineers who are doing their graduate research at Iowa State University together with the teachers in K-12 classrooms, specifically science teachers in middle school and high school. Iowa State University selects about 10 graduate students who are either in a science field or an engineering field, and we train them together with their partner teachers to work collaboratively.
The nice thing about having a resident scientist in the classroom is that it's an opportunity for him to bring in his research, for him to bring in more advanced scientific practices that we don't typically necessarily cover with more of the baseline curriculum. It really gives us a chance to kind of go in above and beyond and not only focus on the basic understanding, but also its application.
My resident scientist this year, really, every time we come up with an idea, she always wants to expand it, make it a bigger magnitude project. So when she makes it something big and related to their real life, they're very excited about it. It provides real-world application, and she requires them to have a deeper understanding of the concept so that they can actually apply it to something that they're comfortable and know about.
I think those professional communication projects are really the best connection for students to understand what scientists do. Journal articles, lab write-ups, oral presentations, all of those are part of how scientists work. And I think having the fellow in the classroom to help the students through those projects and help them understand the importance is a great thing.
One of the biggest impacts I can have is by coming in with just a really scientific perspective, and how this knowledge is really fundamental and important to have in order to become a successful scientist. And I think that helps the kids understand that even at this grade, they're learning stuff that professional scientists are using in their own research.
I see my impact when they get those aha, I get it moments, when they say, oh, I've never gotten to do something like this before, or I've only seen that on TV and now I get to do it myself, or we never got to do labs before in my other school, and things like that, when they're saying, I really get to engage with science and I get to experience it myself and get hands-on chances to see the information and experience it so they can learn it better.
Some of the neat things that he does is he brings in a lot of his statistics and ways to evaluate data, which we don't necessarily push all the time in high school, and we need to. So it's kind of challenged me, and it's challenged the students to kind of look at their data in different ways, which I think is very beneficial.
Oh, it has been just, this experience, GK-12, has been the best experience for me professionally. Having a scientist come in and remind me of why I'm teaching science, so it's not just, we're not just talking about the curriculum, but we're talking about real life. What is science like outside of school? It's just been phenomenal, and the kids have been thinking more critically. It's been a terrific experience, probably the best professional development I've had as a science teacher in my 15 years of teaching.
We're finding that the resident engineers and scientists are also benefiting from participating in this program. They actually learn to communicate their science and engineering to the general public.
The GK-12 program has really given me the opportunity to focus my content on the audience and to refine the information down to what they really need to hear and get a clear, coherent message out of what I'm speaking about. It also gives me the chance to practice saying the same thing 4 times in a row. So by the end, I've really refined my message and gotten that opportunity to see how the flow of information changes as I repeat it.
One day I'm going to be teaching, and I'll be teaching freshmen in college, and so having a better understanding of the high school system and where the students are coming from, where they may have come from, and the different diversity in the systems, I think will make me a much better teacher one day.
From the research that we've been conducting in the classrooms, we're finding that the students who have an expert resident scientist or engineer in their classroom on a regular basis, coming every week for the whole school year, are more interested in science. They have more questions about science, they're more interested in careers in science, and they say that even though science is harder and more challenging, they feel more equipped to actually study science.
I also think having a BRODY alum here at BRODY really helps the students to see that, you know, this could be my future, this could be me someday. You know, she was sitting in these seats and now here she is fixing to graduate with her PhD. And I think also having a female really helps encourage just the female students to see that, you know, being a scientist and being an engineer is a possibility for them.
Yeah, they're very excited and they're like, yeah, he's here. We always do cool things when he's here, which makes me feel terrible, but I think it's a good thing about the experience.
They love having Mr. Bando come to the classroom. Not that I'm not entertaining in my own little way, but when Mr. Bando comes in, they are attentive, they're wanting to hear what he has to say.
As time's gone on, you see a lot more people, you know, having questions and wanting to participate, but you see a lot more people being open to that because, you know, I've talked about in science, one of the main things is most of the time what you do is something that doesn't work or fails, so it's okay to be wrong, just give it a shot or throw out a question.
And I think that was a really powerful thing for the kids to understand, that even someone who's a researcher at Iowa State doesn't have all the answers and doesn't know everything. And that's a really powerful message, because I think sometimes students who shy away from the math and sciences, it's because they don't know everything, or they think they don't. And that's okay. And it's good for the fellow to talk about failure and how that's still a part of the process.
I just think it's a great program, and I'm really glad that I'm a part of it.
And so I hope that I can find ways as an academic to keep that passion going, and so they don't lose that passion as they head into high school and ultimately onto college, so we can get that next generation of scientists really excited about doing the science.